Boom shakalaka, today's video we're going to be taking a look at the two most important dates you need to know for Bitcoin, the breakout date and the bull run peak date. Stay tuned. What's up everyone, Randall here from Crypto Love. Today's video we're going to be taking a look at the two most important days you need to know for Bitcoin, the breakout date and the peak date. Before we get into that, guys, make sure to like, subscribe, click the notification bell. Also, come join us over on Twitter, where every week we give away one of these sweet shirts. Now, in yesterday's video, we disputed the validity of the Bitcoin 49-51% golden rule, basically debunking it. It's broken. It's wrong. If you missed that, you can check out that video right up there. So, today, we're going to be taking a look at the two dates you need to know. The date of the breakout, when the price is either going to go up parabolically or down, I hope not, and the peak date, the date of the next peak. So let's get into it. First, taking a look at this chart right here. This is Bitcoin versus US dollars. And you can see, if you draw this line from the bottom, the COVID bottom back in March, and it should be noted that this is a log scale, okay? You have the bottom again back here in July, and then we just bounced off the 111-day moving average, which is a very important average based on the pi cycle top chart. Every time this turns, generally we have another peak coming after that. Well, that line coinciding with the so far top, hopefully a local top that we saw back here in April, and also the other top we saw in September, well, guess what? We have a breakout date incoming. As a matter of fact, we know that exact date. It's right behind me, November 18th, about a week before Thanksgiving. Historically, a very, very good time for Bitcoin. So, because we have this wedge right here, Bitcoin is likely to break up or to break down. And we don't exactly know which way. I would hope it goes up, but we have a lot of huge macro things going on in the markets with big companies in China defaulting. Who knows what's going to happen? However, I would like to see, and I think based on a lot of the fundamentals, Bitcoin price would like to go up. Now, that's one date that you have right there. But the other more important date would be the date of the peak. Because if it goes down, well, eventually we would expect it to come back up. Limited supply, demand keeps growing, or at least staying the same. So eventually we would expect the price to go up. Or if it goes up, well, when is it going to hit the top? When can you sell? Get all those profits? Buy your moon Lambos and everything? Well, for that, I'm going to refer to cbbi.info, the Colin Talks Crypto Bitcoin Bull Run Index. And he just recently changed one of the indicators on his index. He actually dropped the stock to flow model as a predictor of the peak, and instead replaced it with this halving to peak days. Now, we know the exact date that's expected based on that. And what is it? Well, the first thing is he dropped the stock to flow model, because if you take a look at the peak according to the stock to flow model, sometimes it's at the same time, sometimes it's before, sometimes it's after, sometimes it's very high above, sometimes it's just barely above, sometimes it's even below. So it's not a very accurate predictor, and he's looking for more accurate things. So he developed this halving to peak days, and you can see he has a whole video about it. I'll post to that right up there, you could see. But basically, it appears like from the halving to the peak, the number of days is increasing. First 368 days, then 527 days, and that's 159 days between. So if that stays the same, if there's another 159 days between, the next date would be, I'll tell you in a minute. So, why does this make sense? Well, if we take a look at Bitcoin performance since the market top, and we can see each color here is a different epoch. One is 2011 to 2013, the next is 2013 to 2017, 2017 to 2021. So as we see, look, went up very steeply, very short time span. Then the second one was a little bit longer. The third one was longer than that in orange. And the fourth one in purple, we would expect, since each of these keeps growing, that this would grow. So this also confirms the theory of expanding cycles. So guys, that brings us to probably the most important chart that everyone's looking for. When is going to be the peak date? When should you sell? And if we take a look at this, we can see that Bitcoin has been following this orange trend channel. This is a log scale as well. And it's been following this very, very nicely. And historically, pretty much we have a halving, which are in blue, and then not too long after that, we have a peak, and then almost exactly after a year after the peak, we have bottom. So again, halving, peak, almost a year after we have a bottom. Then we had a halving. Well, potentially, this is one thing that could potentially happen. So let's say, because we did have a pi cycle top back in April, the peak back there, $65,000. Well, if that's the top, then a year later, the bottom would be around middle of April 2022. So either that's going to be the bottom, or coincidentally, based on this right here, that will also be the top. March 29th of 2022, right here, this bullseye, based on the Colin Talks Crypto halving to peak days, will also be the top. So it's kind of funny. We actually have a date right here. You can see both the bottom here and this bullseye here. Pretty much the same date. Could be the top, could be the bottom. Very interesting. Now, if we stay in the same orange trend that we've been in, well, if it were the bottom, the price would be around $30,000. So really not that far below where we are right now, which makes it a pretty insane time to buy Bitcoin. However, if it were the top and we stay in this orange trend band, because I say if we stay in this orange trend band, because 2 out of 3 times these ascending trends break to the upside. 67% of the time they break up, 33% they break down. But if it goes up to the top, we're looking at like a $400,000 to $500,000 Bitcoin. Absolutely insane. And if we take a look at this, okay, so from this peak here back in 2019 off the top there, and also from the bottoms, we have a breakout wedge there of February of 2023. But from the most recent top, we have this one coming up in the middle of November. And I think that potentially breaking out of this one in the middle of November, Bitcoin price could potentially head upwards, barring any type of very bad, catastrophic macro trends going on in the financial system. Now, why does this make sense? November 15th, very important date. Why does this make sense? I said this right before Thanksgiving. And historically, if we take a look at Bitcoin's average monthly returns, the best month ever for Bitcoin is November. So we have a breakout in November. Not to mention, the price will just skyrocket upwards, potentially 10xing, 15xing Bitcoin from where it is right now. So because of that, I am very excited. The 2 dates that you need to keep an eye on, 1 around November 18th, and 2 around March 29th of 2022. So that is all for today's episode. The 2 dates you need to know, you need to pay attention to, because they're going to be very important. And even if March 29th of 2022 isn't the top, it might be the bottom. Great time to buy in. If it's not the top, if it's not time to sell, it's definitely going to be time to buy. So guys, if you did enjoy that video, make sure to like, subscribe, click the notification bell. Also, you can support the channel by clicking on the links down in the pinned comment for Token Metrics and Cointelegraph Markets Pro. I have partnerships with them. I think they're great products myself. I use them all the time, and there are discounted links below. You could check them out for yourself. Thank you very much for watching. I'll catch you guys later. Have a good one. Peace.